Hello everyone and welcome to the fourth broadcast of the Bodyhood Broad League Season 3. We're here for Qualifier League 3 yet again between Klajd and Aenur. It's going to be very interesting. Both have words on rush. One warband is divided into 3 strike teams and the other one does not get to deploy. He's scattered all around. It's going to be an interesting game. I think Aenur playing as the mercenaries, Klajd playing as the witch hunters. Sorry about that. So Klajd playing as the witch hunters, we see that he is going to be spread out and might focus on getting one guy in the top right corner and the rest around his wagon. As we know, it's always important to protect your wagon. It's a cool game here because this is the second game both of them have in the league. While most of the players have not even entered the league with their first match yet, these two are already going at it at their second game. And Aenur played his first game. He won 3-1 against the Gunmetal, and Klajd recently, just earlier today here, beat Crowley 2-1. Just going to see who's going to emerge in the very top of the Qualifier League 3. It seems similar in the rating here, but it's going to be a slight advantage to Klajd, and that's by choice from Aenur, since Aenur is going to come in here with a henchman in the hero slot. As you can see, it's also going to be expanded now when they're going into their second PvP. They have unlocked their 4th henchman. So we're gonna see 5 henchmen and the captain from Aenur, and 4 henchmen plus the captain as well as the Templar from Klajd. Choosing to pick the bottom left corner instead here, Klajd that is. The prime objective here of Aenur is going to be to try and regroup his entire team, no doubt, and it's going to be the same for Klajd. There are lots of wordstones here on the very top of this little tower, and Klajd could go up there. It's a good staging point for meeting up with his warband, and then he could get a secondary objective if he so wants to. Both of these players are hopefully expected, well, they are expecting to go through to the upper division, but it's a very tough league, Qualifier League 3. It's been dubbed as the Death Group here, and the Group of Death. And that's because while they do have some players that are new to the game and new to the league, it's mostly composed of players that have played before in one tournament or another, and at least 5 of them would expect to get to the upper division, but only 4 are going to make it. And maybe not all, maybe there will not just be one player being left out here. We don't really know what the newcomers can bring to the table. You can take a look at the top left corner of the screen here. We see that Klajd has 62 morale, Aenur has 54. Meaning that we're gonna see a bloodbath coming on to secure a winner here. Gonna see on the overhead map if there is... yeah, Aenur has still not picked up his idol from the wagon. Sometimes you want to pick it up, other times not, because if you do pick it up and that character dies, you're going to not only lose the morale of the character, you're also going to lose the morale of the idol right away, and that could instantly produce a route test even if you do recover it. Going to skip ahead on the turns here of some of Aenur's remaining units until they are actually shown. See Richter here, the flagellant. You can see that from his wounds counts that he's already reached level 1. Trying to stay out of line of sight. If you do notice that Klajd's warband is entirely without range at the moment, and Aenur probably has at least 1 or 2 marksmen available to him, so that's gonna be the key for him, trying to get a little bit of damage in before they engage in combat, to try and get a sort of advantage that way, because since he only has a henchman in the hero slot, he has 1 less attack coming in, so that's 2 red pills less. And it could also be that the Templar here has already gotten a skill on him, which Aenur's units are unable to do unless it's the captain. And here we do see that thing in practice, as we talked about in some of the other games here, that there are players that do start with henchmen in all slots to be able to leverage the power of the warband in the later stages. In this case, avoiding the young blood, who is seen as a weak link, and instead going to go with could be double warlocks after this game. He could recruit 2 fresh warlocks instead, or he could just start up a Lad's Got Talent again as well as a warlock. Talked to Aenur a little bit before game, and it seemed like that he said that, well, warlocks are good and all, but they're gonna take a long time on them to actually produce something for the warband's effectiveness, so he's probably only going to go with 1 of them. Ulf Annesheim, another Zealot here who has also reached level 1. Most units should have reached level 1 already. Since you do get from the first game, if you capture the objective, you should have 6 XP from that, and if you do the second PvE, it's going to be 7, because you could do a hard, so that's 13 XP, and henchmen only require 9 XP to get up to level 1, and the heroes and leader only require 12, so everyone should be on level 1 at when this game is being played. Idol is still in the respective wagons. Skipped ahead on some of Aenur's units. It's probably no surprise where Aenur is hiding. It's probably around the house where his wagon is, since that's likely where he was scattered. And I think it's a little bit of a shame that Aenur retreats this much. If he has any range available to him, this is the time to be aggressive, because anytime you leave for Klajd here to gather up his troops is just an opportunity wasted. Once his 2 groups are joined, he will have an advantage, but if you have arranged, then he will probably not want to engage if you play it aggressively, and if he does, you can surround him, but if he does not, you're gonna get those pot shots that you did want. Not really sure what Klajd is trying to achieve here. He's trying to be sneaky here, but I really think that he should go towards his other group and trying to find a path down. Earlier on, since we're so early on in the progression of these 2 warbands, you don't want to jump down too many points, because if you do jump down, you could take damage, and every little bit of damage does help at this point in the game. Aenur might also not just be hanging around his wagon. He could go for a sneaky run around towards Klajd's wagon. If he goes to the overhead map, he will see that the idol is not picked up. But neither is his idol. So is he actually leaving that? All we can do right now is just speculate. We saw a delay here. It's probably the captain that is delaying. Who else would it be? Gift of Savagery, that's going to be important. It's plus 15% damage for the next 3 turns. Aenur is the reigning champion, by the way, in the Bodyhood Brawl League. Don't think he will be a big favorite here, so he has no pressure in the Bodyhood League Season 3, but he definitely wants to get decently far into the playoffs, and that's why he's opted for this strategy with so many henchmen, to get something that's powerful and unstoppable later on in the game. And if you can manage to win here besides that and cash in on a reward, so much better. Both of these players, since they won their first game, they both rolled on the reward table, and both of them have actually gotten the same reward right now, so they're equal in that way as well, which is that they got an extra veteran point. Now he's being cautious here because he knows that he's playing the mercenaries and there will be at least one ranged unit here. One of the things that people always forget here is that, I mean, he's trying to stay out of line of sight, right? Hoping to catch one of Aenur's units. But if he catch one of Aenur's units, and he's also being spotted. So since the range is so low early on here, it would actually be to the advantage to step out a bit and, you know, be visible. Because if Aenur tries to sneak past with any units, they are instantly revealed. And then you have their location for the rest of the game through the minimap. He's pretty much already joined up his 2 groups here. See a search point here, but it's worthless to go get it, since you cannot even use the consumables if you find them within a match in this format. And strangely enough, it's a kind of inverted value with the wordstones if you want to pick them up, since you have a higher chance of resisting the fragments, so it's better to just pick up the fragments. Alright, making a conscious move here. Going towards the wagon of Aenur. And if Aenur has been moving around here all sneakily, it's actually to his disadvantage, since he has a lower morale to start with.
A new round has started.
Gonna jump ahead a little bit. So we do see one of the units finally. A warrior. Can use the overhead map now to try to figure out exactly where that warrior is. Well, it didn't take much. He's actually exactly where the icon says he is. He can switch to a halberd. Okay. Alright, so we have spotted a whole lot of units here And we do see 1 marksman at the very least and 3 warriors so far. You can see that Aenur has also... Let's see if we can zoom in a bit on that wagon there, but it looks like he has actually picked up his idol. Maybe he has 1 unit on its way to secure Klajd's idol right now. That is possible. It's all going to be about how you can skirmish from here. And to that effect, I do hope that he has picked up a longbow here, because you want that little bit of extra range. Can actually start peppering this this Templar here, because there's no way a lot of these units can actually reinforce the fight. Especially not the 2 leftmost zealots. Taking up a high position here would be good for him. Trying to look for that marksman somewhere. It's probably exactly where the icon says he is. There's still 1 more warrior to spot, as well as the captain, naturally. Alright, so the idol has not been picked up. You can see the little yellow icon there on Aenur's wagon, but he's probably about to do it, or he is at least going to protect it. It's a lot of mind games right now. We said that in another video here, it's not really to your advantage to attack when the other one has all of the red pills left over. If you do that, you will take return damage, then it will be their turn and they have effectively hit you twice before you, and you have only hit them once. But the only exception to that is if you can actually surround a unit and kill it off, and then retreat back with the unit that probably took the damage to begin with. Then you get an instant lead, and you're still having 1 unit a bit injured in the reserves and protected. Since they have all gotten level 1 right now, it's going to be 10 morale loss for each of the henchmen, 13 for the hero, that is Templar, or 17 for both of their leaders. And that's something that's not too often looked at, because we rarely do see it. But Aenur, if he loses the henchman in the hero slot, he's still only losing 10 morale as opposed to 13 morale. So effectively he has 3 more morale available to him than it seems like. Yeah, if he could actually punish that Templar Knight, we're gonna see. I think the Templar Knight is going to retreat now. A good way that Aenur can do this, I think, is if he picks up his own idol and then he claws up to that platform. Since that will ensure that he has the high ground, and he also cuts off Klajd from going back to his wagon, and he can go and pick up that idol from Klajd's wagon, while still having his secured and having all of his team gathered up there, and Klajd not really wanting to try and get to him. can see that the marksman has moved down here. Klajd is taking up a high position. Yeah, this is the space that I would have loved just across the bridge here for Aenur to occupy. If he should have a choice, a way of winning this fight, then it needs to be done with the marksman here, and it's going to take quite a few shots because he's not going to do too much damage with that bow compared to the damage that Ulf Anesheim here can do. Yeah, Aenur should know that the Zealot and Flagellant are here. They have been spotted when they walk down those stairs.
A new round has started.
Yes, it could. Yes, it could. I like this map since it's a little bit ranged favored, and it's very tricky to get around. I feel it's gonna be a big mind game, this. But at least Klajd has most of his team together right now. I don't know what that warrior is thinking. Hopefully he's not going up there and being surrounded. It would be awesome if Aenur is actually doing a smoke screen here while his captain is off capturing Klajd's idol. That's definitely going to trigger something. It's going to trigger a rapid response and a rapid attack. Could be in his favor because Klajd might think that, well, if he's down there, he's not going to get back in time if I do start an engaging here. He does get +3 movement too, and he has 7 blue pills to start with, the captain, so he could maybe make it back. Not for the first turn, but maybe for the second one. I hope he's done something like that and he's not just hiding out in the building here. I went away a little bit hoping that it would not finish up their turn, but here we are. Since Griffith inflicted a little bit of damage on Gustav Moll, which is the Templar, so he is going with ranged, and yes, he has sent someone down there. Aenur has done that. So he picked up the idol of Klajd, so Klajd is -60 morale and a little bit of damage taken on his Templar. Surely that must trigger a response now. He knows that he has a numerical advantage, and he needs to do something. Yeah, that's actually a good jump down. He might get surrounded though, and no one else can jump down if he does do that. So he needs to think about it long and hard. Maybe he wants to go down there with the Templar. It's gonna be difficult to reinforce this position. You can jump down there with one unit, but not with another. It's deceptively good. Like if Aenur had actually moved away from that point, it would have been definitely to the advantage of Klajd of just jumping down here and doing something. And he's going to do it, and he's going to take 11 damage doing it as well. So here we are, a little bit of damage done to the captain. Cannot jump down the... It's gonna be a blocked point. I think this is definitely strategically going really well for Aenur right now. Hopefully the unit that he sent down there, a warrior, can come back in time to help out as well. But right now, definitely a good advantage here. He can jump down from that point, and he could possibly reinforce this fight in the next turn. Yeah, there is no edging along here right now. It seems like he's just barely out of it. He's gonna lose one more blue pill. Oh, what do we have here? A warrior blocking the path. And that's a desync. Okay, well, actually it seemed like they just came back to it. That's odd. Yeah, that's really odd. We could be going in for a desync. He should have taken damage, Klajd. That was... so yeah, that was lame. That's exactly what it was. Could be very detrimental to Aenur's chances here. He should have had this. He should have done a bit more damage on Rudiger. Could have... Okay, so he's going to flee here to be able to jump down with another character. Yeah, Pippin is not looking too well right now. Doesn't even need to charge. You can just move in here and you will have a 10% higher chance. Probably an ambushing warrior down there as well. See if he's gonna trigger... No, he's actually not in an ambush. Failed the dodge roll, that was unlucky. I'm gonna see if he can do some damage in return here. Yes, he can. I hope they do not restart, that they actually do play this. Yeah, but I do think that Klajd should not have tried to do that. He should know that that's a desync prone move. So another Zealot here that is not going to support in a while. Cannot jump down there unless the captain disengages and no one else moves in on him. Also a character that cannot do anything right now because he blocked. Indeed. Going to be all about the Templar now, and then Aenur's gonna have his full turn. See if he takes any damage from this. Oh, he succeeds. See, minus 10 morale here, and Klajd takes the lead. This would of course have happened anyway, it's just the tiny little bit more damage should have happened on the Witch Hunter captain. Could move in here to reinforce and do another strike on Guts. Manages to land that too, so it's an all alone check coming up.
A new round has started.
And of course that's the first character that starts, and of course is going to fail the all alone. So that's really not going Aenur's way right here. It looks very grim for him right now. But remember that he only needs 2 kills. 2 kills is all he needs. At least if one of those characters is the leader or the hero here. Can you actually reach the Witch Hunter captain? So there were a lot of wounds on the Templar, so that means that he has hardy. Lads 37 damage. Well, it could actually walk the quickest path, which will be coming across the bridge behind this warrior. I hope Aenur took that path now that the battle started. Otherwise he will come from the right of his own wagon. No, he is here, alright. So he is coming, he is coming. Fails the attack. Well, he's not an LGT yet. Switching weapons here, going to do a bit more damage. Really hurts to lose that warrior, since now you have this marksman who is not going to be too useful. Manages to miss that attack as well. He's going to be surrounded and he's gonna have a poor chance of making all alone check as well. You see, it's Rudiger von Falkenberg here has insult already. That's pretty cool. He should actually have used that. Since he has 85% chance of hitting, could have been 95. It's a cool starting skill. Means that we're gonna see Rudiger von Falkenberg here being melee focused for Klajd. See the captain switching weapons, I assume. Only gonna get one attack now. And a parry stance. Yeah, still, this is the saving grace right now for Aenur here. But taking the fight around here means that he's going to get support pretty soon. I can do a charge here too. And manages to land that too. Okay, so it's 2 warriors down for Aenur. They are approaching the same kind of morale right now. That's 3 warriors down for Aenur. One more kill here and Klajd will be declared the winner. Why flee? And now he's stunned. That was unnecessary. Why flee in that situation? I don't get that. It is taken. No, it's not taken. So it's gonna be a route test coming up once he takes the idol here. So it's minus 16 morale. Actually, just killing one unit here should make sure there will not even be a route test. So he only has 8 morale left. Yeah, it could be a worthwhile choice, but it should be so easy to just killing this marksman instead. Lands the first strike. Probably going to land the second strike too. Indeed. And one more Zealot getting to move here, and then it's going to be Aenur's last turn. I mean, he still has a chance of passing it. I think the captain starts with 8 leadership, so that's at least 32% chance of succeeding at the route test. It could happen. Unless this marksman here is finished off right now with a charge. And is that going to happen? I think it might be. It's well worth a shot here by Klajd. And there we go. 4-0. Congratulations, Klajd, to the victory. And tough luck, Aenur. Hope you enjoyed watching this game. And we'll be seeing you in many more games to come. Thank you for watching.